What's up everyone, Blade here, and welcome back to another video of Persona 5 The Phantom X. Inside today's video, guys, we're going to be going over Beachflower Minami's awarenesses. Now, this is something that was brought to me earlier that people wanted these to be a little bit more clearer as well structured out here. And so I'm going to be trying to at least separate some of the videos a little bit better and try and at least focus on certain topics for the characters. If you guys do like videos like these, be sure to let me know down below in the comment section, and we're going to try to do them a little bit more often in order to make sure everything is clear and concise for each character. But Beachflower Minami has immediately now released on side of the global side of things here. Pretty sure that they're not out yet on SEA, but they are coming out next week. So what better time to go ahead and go over this than now? With her release here, we already know how her base kit really is here, but a lot of people are still deciding if they want to go ahead and leave her at A0 or if they want to at least invest a little bit further. So inside today's video, guys, you guys are going to know exactly which one you want to go ahead and do. And as a TLDR, for me personally, I would say that this character works perfectly fine at A0. As a person who stuck with her for an entire year at A0, I never had any issues with this character. She was still very universal in multiple teams, and I don't really think you really need it as much. Though if you did want to invest a little bit further into the character, the furthest I would ask you guys to go for, or maybe advise some of you guys to go for, is the A1, seeing that it does allow you to go ahead and use another medicine later on, and it increases your effects of the medicine when it's used. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and explain what the awarenesses do. Now at A0, this is just the base of what she's able to do here, and this is going to be called the Seaside First Aid, where it explains that Minami herself will always have 3 kinds of everyday medicines. These medicines are utterly different from the ones that you can buy from her in her social link, and these are usually going to be your attack, defense, and extra damage medicines that all the time will be at the top 3. Pretty much they're infinite, and you can use them on any character that you so wish to without running out of these guys. Alongside of this here, when she's able to use medicines on allies, she ends up restoring HP, which is a new thing that she's able to do now, on the main target, and this is going to be based on her max HP. Whenever she does use Gentle Sea Breeze, this is then granting her a Midsummer prescription stack, which what's called Gentle Sea Breeze is the 3rd skill, and every time you end up using this, you get this stack, and on the next turn, you will be able to use the Flower Basket Pharmacy. Flower Basket Pharmacy itself is allowing you to select from a variety of different medicines, including the top 3 that you end up having without spending your said turn. So on the off chance you have like a DOT medicine that you bought from her social link here, you're able to end up using that, in which it won't consume your turn whatsoever, and then you can go again with the character, pretty much going with a rotation of 3 skill on the first turn, go ahead and use an item on the second turn, and then you can use maybe your skill 2 or skill 1. It honestly depends on what you want to do at that point in time. All these things will allow you to enjoy or at least use that potent medicine for that said time period, and you will eventually lose the effect afterwards. This is all in her A0, and it's pretty much her entire complete kit that is all you want to have for this said character. Though many people are still trying to decide, is the A1 really worth it, which the A1 is called Summertime Cure All. Summertime Cure All is pretty much giving you another stack of that prescription flower basket that you have, and that is going to allow you to go ahead and use the prescription twice. So instead of having to wait a little bit longer or multiple turns to get your second item selected, you're now able to go ahead and immediately select another item as well. So this could be like turn 2, after you use your turn 1 on skill 3, you're now able to select that first item. On the turn 3, you will then have that icon ready again to select another item. So instead of it being 1 turn and then you have to gap a little bit, you now can get it even earlier, allowing you to make use of at least the multiple turns consecutively with multiple items. This can be very good for anyone who, let's say they went to buff their first time it came up, and then on the second time your team is a little bit low, so you want to make sure you're healing with an actual healing item. This is something that you see a lot, especially in SOS and guild bosses, whenever we're trying to be a little bit cheeky, whether it comes down to at least buffs or if it comes down to us just needing that extra heal. At all the time, we don't really feel like bringing a healer, especially in ranked modes, because all we really care about is a lot of damage markers. Higher your damage, the more score that you get. The faster you're able to do it, the more score that you get. So this kind of helps you without bringing a healer and allows you to focus more on the buffs at hand while also not taking up your turns. Alongside with the A1 here, you're also able to allow your effects of the medicine to be by 20%. So instead of it being the regular amount that you're usually able to get off of this, you're now getting an increased effect medicine of 20%, which is always very, very helpful when you're looking for some extra helpfulness or buffs / healing for the character. Then we go to the A2. Now A2 here is mainly for my tryhards here, and this is like the ultra expensive one that anyone can go for if they do have the gems. It's not that this awareness is honestly bad. If anything, it's actually pretty darn good. And if you're investing for vertical investment instead of horizontal for other characters, this honestly is the peak that I would ask anyone to go for, or at least that anyone should go for if they're playing competitively. Reason being is because now, along with the item effects that you have, the extra turn that you get on the prescription medicine, you are now able to make the perplexing petals, which is going to be one of her things up here as well. You're now able to make those decrease the target's defense. This is usually going to be based on your skill 1 itself here, which is decreasing the target's defense by 30%. Alongside of this here, you're also making the enemy take increased critical damage taken by 30% as well. And this lasts as a 3-turn debuff. This is pretty darn good because instead of having to use a 3-turn debuff or anything like that with a persona for Wonder, you now have an extra 3-turn debuff that's for defense and critical damage taken, allowing you to now free up, instead of using a debuff on Wonder, use another buff. This comes in handy for a ton of different plays, such as strategy with Guild Boss and SOS, and it's probably the only time I would ever recommend something like this. For general play, it really isn't too necessary. It is really good to have, but I don't think most general players are going to go for the A2. If anything, this is more of your mid spenders, and I would definitely say if you're one of those guys and you want to do really good inside of Guild as well as SOS, want that extra kick, this will give you the extra kick that you're looking for. Loot Bar. Lootbar.com is a top-up website that is trusted, secure, and immensely cheaper than most in-game stores, which many of you may have heard inside of multiple gacha communities. Not only are they amazing at what they do, but they're also pretty darn quick, and if you really want to save up to like 20% off on most of your game's currency or in-game items, this might be the place you want to go. Now, I normally use this for most of my games, or my main ones being 7DS Origins and P5X, and the way they usually do this is by using official top-up channels, unlike unauthorized sellers do. Everything is pretty much a nice way to get you something cheaper here, while also getting you a little bit extra for your buck. That's always something I like to do, and as a person who is a little bit of a cheapskate, I will do everything I need to do in order to get my packs for the cheapest price I can. They're pretty effective and quick, so if you want to save some extra bucks while enjoying your game, this may be the way to go. I practically use them all the time, and if you'd like to go ahead and do so as well, you can make an account or continue on your current account, and I'll have my link down below. So if any of you guys are really interested, be sure to click that link down below, and you should get some discounts just like mine's above here. But for now, we're going to go ahead and get back to the rest of the video. If you decided to support, thank you once again, and let's go ahead and get back to the video. But other than that, this is one of the few that you don't have to invest into right away. Now for, of course, 3 and 4 here, these are more of your undermined ones. 4 is giving you a highlight enhance, which is extending the duration of all buffs and granted by the highlight to 3 turns. This is actually insanely worth it, but alongside this, you're getting some increased medicine effects by 5%. Doesn't sound like much, but it does help out a little bit, but I definitely would not recommend going for the A4. If you already have went for the A2 and you want to invest immediately more, just immediately go for the A6, because at this point in time, you already are going in for this character a little bit deeper than you should be. So the A4 is like in that area of, okay, this is all right, we get the extended buff amount, but you really don't need it. As for the A6, being Angel and White, whenever you are using a medicine and the items themselves, they will not be spent. Meaning, let's say it this way, you bought a bunch of items for her. No, you didn't. You can honestly just buy like 1 or 2. It will not be spent whatsoever, which is actually incredibly nice for anyone who doesn't want to keep going back to the synergy, buying more and more of these items. This will probably be just for you guys, but I do think this is kind of insane that you had to wait this long in order to actually get this here. But as we continue, it also extends, or at least it actually extends the duration of the potent medicine effects by 1 whole turn. So instead of it being like a good maybe 2 turns to 3 turns, you now can extend this even longer. And then whenever the medicine is being used on allies with the Flower Basket Pharmacy, you're granting something called Summertime Refresh to the main target. What this does, it adds the additional final damage amplification by 15% to that character for an entire turn. This is for my whales as always. A6 here is just overkill in general, and we start to see final damage amp a lot more in the future. So this becomes a very hefty effect as you go further down the line. Do I think it's necessary? Heck no. But at the same time, it is fairly nice to actually have, and I think this would be more unlikely for the whales who know they are going to be well in the character. Personally, I say that don't go any higher than A2, especially if you're not planning to just A6 right away, because the A4 is just not worth it in my opinion. A1 and A2 are your best bets for this entire situation itself, being if you wanted to have any dupes whatsoever. But once again, my opinion on the matter is, for awareness wise, she doesn't need really any awarenesses. She works perfectly fine and has her entire kit at A0. Though if you want to invest into her whatsoever, just go for the A1. A2 is definitely not necessary. A1 gives you more than enough with the additional medicine you'll be able to use. But with that out of the way, hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, please do slap that like button with your forehead and consider subscribing if you are new. I do daily videos of Persona, and we're going to continue doing them for years to come. So till then, everybody, stay safe, stay sharp. Peace out.